So in today's video, I'm going to be taking a look at the Packers' one of the newest, maybe the newest, wide receiver, Reggie Begelton. In this video, I'm going to share his underdog story of how he went from basically being a high school player with no college offers to becoming, one of the Packers' wide receivers. If you guys are new to this channel, my name is Luke Beller, and on this channel I post lots of videos of the Packers because I'm a Packers fan, as you can tell, and other NFL things like that. So if you're interested in any kind of things like that, feel free to subscribe to the channel. But this story is a pretty crazy story, and this morning I was sort of reading about it a lot and sort of seeing how far this guy has come in his entire journey, and it's pretty inspiring to see how far he's come. And so I'm just going to share a little bit about that with you guys today. So if we look at his high school career, he was one of the leading wide receivers on his team, and he's also got all district honors for his high school team. But as I said earlier, he didn't get any offers from any college teams. I mean, just the fact that he didn't get any offers from college teams and now he's in the NFL is pretty crazy in itself. But after that, he decided to walk on to his local university called Lamar University. And after a little while being there, he ended up getting a scholarship. I think it was after 1 or 2 years. Not exactly sure, but he ended up getting a scholarship for that team. And in 2013, he had a team high 82 receptions, 858 yards, and 8 touchdowns. In 2014, he had 67 receptions, 806 yards, and 6 touchdowns. And then in 2015, his final year there, apparently all 3 QBs got hurt, and he still had 56 receptions, 542 yards, and 5 touchdowns. And in those years, he broke almost every single receiving record for that team. Then apparently after that, he received a few mini-camp invites from the Falcons and the Raiders, but that didn't really lead to anything. And then after that, apparently from some interviews I saw, he sort of said it sort of led him into a depression, and he just didn't really want to play football anymore. So he sort of decided to leave that behind, and then he started working at this silver and gold investment firm place. I can't remember exactly what it was called, but he started working there, and because he just sort of decided I'm done with football. I guess I'm not going to go further with it. So then apparently at that company from 6 to 8 a.m. they've had this mental training, and apparently he said that was a big factor in his decision to come back to football. He says, "I went from seeing the world attacking me personally to me needing to be the attacker." And so after that, I think he worked there for 6 or 7 months, something like that. He sort of had the mindset that he didn't really want to see his dreams go to waste. He didn't want to be 30 and look back and say I wish I would have done this. I wish I would have played more football. So he decided to go try out for the CFL. So he tried out for the Calgary Stampeders in the CFL, and he got an invite to the camp, and then he ended up making the team. So in 2017 on that team, he played 9 games. He had 22 receptions, 304 yards, and 1 touchdown. I'm pretty sure he had an injury that season. In the next season, he played in the first 7 games and had 25 receptions, 488 yards, and 1 touchdown, but then he broke his arm, which is sort of unfortunate, but it's sort of crazy to see how much he sort of persevered from going from being in high school to having no offers, to leaving that, to going to walk on to a college team, and then, receiving the scholarship, then to leave that and feel like he might be done, but then to make it all the way to the CFL, and then to have injuries in those first 2 seasons holding him back. But then, the story gets better, obviously. So in 2019, everything sort of changed for him. He had 102 receptions for 1,444 yards and 10 touchdowns, with a third of those yards being after the catch. And I watched some of his highlights, 5 or 6 minutes from that season. And he's just a big force. I think he's 6'2", 200 pounds. He looks like he can really do some damage. So as a Packers fan, it's exciting to see that. And it'll be cool to see how he sort of fits with this team. So recently, Matt LaFleur had some things to say about him, so I'm just going to read a quote right here from Matt LaFleur. He said, "The one thing that really stands out is you can tell he is super invested. He's done a great job at picking up everything we've thrown at him. He does a great job. We've been quizzing guys quite a bit, and he is repeatedly at the top. I've just been super impressed with his approach and just excited to see him and see what he's got to offer on the field." So I think if we look at his journey, he's just sort of shown throughout all of it, he's willing to persevere, he's willing to push through every obstacle that comes his way, and he's not willing to give up. And so I think that, obviously it shows that Matt LaFleur sort of sees the attitude in him. And so I think that he could be a really great addition to this Packers team. Of course, there are lots of receivers right now, and hope to beat some guys out. But if we sort of look back at all he's gone through, he seems like the kind of guy who could overcome anything that sort of comes his way, and he's willing to adapt, he's willing to push through any obstacle, anything that comes towards him. And so I think that he could be a great player on this Packers team. And it's so cool to see just all that he's gone through to get where he is today, making it to the NFL. So it's going to be super exciting for me to watch him this season. I wish him the best. I hope he does well this season. But I just wanted to share that story with you guys because I thought it was a good story. Something that definitely lots of other people can learn from about, overcoming overcoming obstacles, even if sometimes, you don't really know what's coming next or what's going to, happen next in your life, just to be willing to persevere and, not give up on the dreams that you have. I think that's an important thing to take from this story, that, even though sometimes in life, we might not really know what's going to come, exactly what's going to happen next. if we have a dream, if we have a place we want to go, it's like you have to be willing to decide like how much am I willing to persevere through, just how much I'm willing to push through these obstacles to get where I want to go. Because I think the people who are the greatest, you know, in the world in anything, you know, sports, you know, any arena of life, no matter what that is, it's like the best are the ones who, you know, have obstacles come at them, but they're willing to persevere. Because if you're not willing to persevere when an obstacle comes, if you're willing to, you know, fail but just sort of give up at that point, then it's like you don't really deserve the success that comes, because, you know, success takes time and success takes work and effort. And so I think this is just a great story to learn from, and I definitely learned a lot from reading about his story. So that's gonna be all for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to like it down below. But I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys on my next video.